Good morning. Good morning. Thank you. Welcome, welcome everyone. Thanks for helping us crowd the winner's circle. Or today, perhaps, I should say, thanks for helping us create a rotunda of success. So many of you here today, as I look across this room, so many of you here today have played a vital role in making this project come together. You've been part of a highly functioning team, and as we all know, there is no I in teamwork. It takes a team working together to make something like this happen. This certainly includes our council members, Vice Mayor Steve Kay, Bill Farmer, Amanda Mays Bledsoe, Kevin Stennett, Richard Maloney, Kathy Ploman, Jennifer Masadi, Preston Worley, Joe Smith, and Fred Brown are here. Thank you all so much. I want to introduce another important part of our winning team, and that is the women behind this project. Beginning with our Chief Administrative Officer, Sally Hamilton. Sally, thank you. And Holly Wiedemann, who is our development agent for the restoration, standing right here with me. And from Sally's office, Jennifer Waremna. So these extraordinary women are bringing this project in on time and under budget. That was an applause line. We had a great internal team working on this project. And Jennifer, I believe your folks are here today. Mom and Dad, hold up your hands. I know you're very proud of your daughter. Yep, we had a great internal team working on this project. You're going to hear about the internal team and the external team. But Jennifer, can you introduce the team that you've been working with?
Absolutely. Thank you, Mayor. Well, everybody knows Sally Hamilton. We'll start with Sally. From our Commissioner's Office of Finance, we've got Bill O'Mara, Bill, and Wesley Holbrook. Wesley. Our current Chief of Staff, Jeffrey Reed, back there. From our Department of Law, Commissioner Janet Graham and David Barbary. From General Services, Jessica Walker. Our Director of Historic Preservation, Betty Kerr. Betty. And he could not be here with us today, but we also want to thank Jeff Fugate.
Jennifer, thank you so much. And I also want to introduce our judges. Are some of our judges here this morning? We've got a few here. Yep, okay. Our judges. So many of these folks presided at trials in this building or presented cases here. Our architects, Kay Norman Berry, Associate Carter Scott is here, and Deborah Burke's firm represented as well. Our construction manager, Josh Warren with Messer Construction. Let's give both our architects and construction managers a hand. Our bankers, Marty Richardson and Scott Svengros, Old National Bank, our private sector partners in this public-private partnership. Craig Turner helping us with the leases, with negotiating the leases, and CRM is the building manager. Stephen Hillenmeyer, who is donating the landscaping. And the man with the know-how and advice on historic tax credits, Craig Potts with the Kentucky Heritage Council. Let's give all of them a hand. Now, there are many more people to thank, and we will do that in a few months when we cut the ribbon to open this building and invite the public to see all the changes. For now, let's talk about what's under the dome. Closed for 60 years, and until a few months ago, this space that you're in was home to a failing HVAC equipment, an elevator shaft, peeling paint, and damaged plaster. But the incredible bones remained. Take a good look up and over your shoulders and view for the first time in 60 years this remarkable restoration of the courthouse dome. This is the most historically intact space of the building. Plasterers took castings of intact plasterwork to make missing ornamentation. And we used some original paint colors. And check out the ceiling. The lights that made quite a splash when this building opened in 1899 are shining bright once again. The building was one of the first electrified buildings in Lexington. Now, let's hear from our development agent for the project, Holly Wiedemann. Holly?
Thank you. First, I really would like to thank our mayor, because without his vision, persistence, and grit, as well as the support of the City Council, this project would not have happened. And so it takes a village. And all of you here, you know who you are. This was one of the most fun projects in the world to work on. It has been my honor and a joy to work together to bring this across the finish line. And I will tell you, Messer did a phenomenal job, and Carter, Scott, the people that have already been shouted out, and Jake, we could go on forever, but we won't, because as the mayor said, when we do open this and cut the ribbon, then we can tell everybody precisely what happened. There was a lot of trust in this project, trust between the public and the private sector, and that's also why this happened. And I have to tell you a pretty funny story. At the very beginning of the meetings, when we met, Sally and Jen and Jessica, we met about every other week, but we were on the phone or meeting every week, sometimes every day, multiple times a day. At one of the very first meetings back in 2015, I can't remember, was it Bill? Did you bring? Okay, Bill O'Meara, what this is he passed it out to every team member. It's the Connemara Marble Irish Worry Stone. So that anytime we got concerned, you could just reach in your pocket. He said, I'm going to carry this, because Bill is like, tax credits? What is this? It's making me a little anxious. So I still have mine, and it's in my pocket. And we did make the deadline, which was a phenomenal effort when we started. Many thanks to the state historic expanded tax credit that sunsetted on December 31st. So we had to have our temporary certificate of occupancy by December 31st. We got it December 28th, Old National Bank, just to be sure. They were real anxious that we have that in hand, because that was key, and we started and we were able to do it. And I will end with the fact that according to Messer's statistics, this project generated 500 jobs, direct jobs, and another 360 indirect jobs. That is a huge project for downtown Lexington. And I am excited that this building will be here for the next generations, for everyone to be a part of and for everyone to see. I do want to mention the fraternity that is also here, and I know that you're going to, the Alpha, Psi Alpha Delta, the fraternity who's one of the, actually it was Tandy, Mr. Tandy, who was the mason for this. And if you see, when you're touring the upstairs, you'll see the absolutely beautiful brickwork that is a result of Mr. Tandy. And his son was one of the founding members of your fraternity, Vertner, is that right? That's a story. Well, thank you so much for being here, and thank you for the privilege of being a part of this. Thank you, Mayor.
Well, thanks, Holly, for telling that story about Mr. Tandy, and thank you, the Alphas, for being here today. In closing, many of you know that this extraordinary project, from concept to council approval to creating a public-private partnership and the financing, to the design and the construction, seeing it almost complete today is nothing short of a miracle. It was a tough decision to make early on, the decision to reinvest in and to reinvent this building, this historic centerpiece of our city. And that's often true for the quality of life investments that we make. Tough decisions and debate are part of the leadership process we experience on all major projects, and it's productive. We all want concerns and issues raised and resolved. In the end, this historic courthouse and other quality of life projects are part of a shared vision to make Lexington a great American city. A vibrant downtown is key to Lexington's economic success and to the success of the entire Bluegrass region. The downtown is everybody's neighborhood. And quality of life projects are a mainstay of our economy. They make talented people want to live and work and start businesses here. They give us a competitive edge when we compete with other cities for jobs. This dome tops off a courthouse that once again will be the centerpiece of downtown, a place with a real gravitational pull, a lively spot with a restaurant and offices, a visitor center, and a fantastic space for all kinds of celebration right here in the dome. And the celebrations here will start a little later this month. And finally and lastly, this is a place that welcomes everyone again. Thank you all for being here. Now enjoy yourselves as you enjoy this new refurbished dome. Thank you all.